Did we do this question last night? I think this is the wrong question.
Yo, boys, what's up? I'm going back at it again, obviously. Looking at Trump news, obviously. Look at, the same as usual Trump news, look at articles, watch like these videos, just to look, see what's been going on politically today. Daniel D reacts. So, yeah, we're going to do all that. I might get banned on Twitch. The only reason why you're probably thinking, why the fuck you get banned on Twitch? Well, Asmongold, just got banned for saying that kids should be shut on the border. Also, I love Asmongold, so my favorite he definitely should have said that. He said a couple days ago, and I said the derogatory F word a couple days ago on my stream on Twitch. Said that a couple of days ago, so Twitch will probably ban me. So I'm just gonna fair warning, if I get banned on Twitch, whatever, I still got this. So I just want to say that, yeah, Twitch might, hopefully I don't get banned, but Twitch might find some of the fun I've said, it might ban me, so we have to wait and see. Alright, let's get into the news. Oh shit, I was looking at something earlier. Obviously, you can see, I'll probably talk about it later. And I've seen people, it's like, the song is so stupid. You're fucking like, dude, he's saying Hitler's dead and all that shit, calling ass with Hitler. Dude, the song is said far worse.
You might be dehydrated. Gatorade.
The song has said far worse things on Twitch than what Asmund said. And, the song said America served 9/11. He's promoted fucking terrorist propaganda on the stream. He showed terrorist videos. He showed Houthi terrorists take over a fucking ship. He was laughing at it. He had a Houthi terrorist on his stream. He pointed a gun out on his stream last year at one of his viewers. He also used his dog. And also, when he was streaming the protest last year with the ice up in LA, he was blocking traffic. So he's doing far worse fucking things than what Aspen said. Honestly, Aspen should have said. Hopefully, he dials down his rhetoric a bit, because there's certain things that he's said recently. I think kind of bad. There's at times where he kind of takes it too far. So hopefully he tones it down a bit. But he's just gonna play video games. I don't think he really cares, to be honest with you. So we'll see what FCL he's banned for. Let's go look at this. Let's see. I'll see what this says.
I think you need to put this in the context of everything else that's happening. Manufacturing productivity is the highest it's been in years. We haven't seen any growth like this for forever. Under President Biden, the last part of his presidency, he lost 220,000 manufacturing jobs. The president has stabilized this. Now the manufacturing jobs are going up. So all of these indicators on manufacturing are happening. It's because of tariffs, it's because of trade actions, it's because of the investment credits you're giving people, the tax credits, everything you're doing, the energy policy. All of it is bringing manufacturing back here, protecting American workers. So I think you need to put this in the context.
We're gonna look that up. Is manufacturing production? I don't know if it's the highest in 20 years. I'm gonna go look that up. And we're gonna look that up and see if that's actually true or not. So. Give me a second.
Watch that raid. Maybe just watch me. Just one flash. That was a good raid. That was a great raid. That was a great raid. This is going to harvest the black division. Is it sometimes to have a higher percentage than spawning? I kind of want to. shots. So I'm looking for the computer right now. Listen, could you answer me back to who's money is?
Shit.
Buffalo, I don't know. But ice, yeah, you turned the ball over.
Damn it. Give me that. Fucking Christ, dude. I just don't want to type it, man. Fucking Christ.
What Josh has done, say the last 15, 16 games, he's done a great job taking care of football. That's the way, because these teams, it's hard for you to turn the ball over in today's game.
You know what another good sign is?
Because for the most part, you're going up against a team that got a quarterback that I'm not saying Drake may not on the level of Josh Allen, but he can play well enough if you give them let them be +2. And you can't put him in harm's way.
One guard, two guard, another guard,
See if it's actually true or not. It's the highest in 20 years. I want to make sure it's actually true, man. Because they say they spread a lot of misinformation. So I was trying to make sure if there's telling the truth or not, because they not like to tell the truth on a lot of things. So, no manufacturing predicted is not all-time high, but has rebounded strongly in recent years. Recent levels are high since 2021. See, how did? Oh my God! Why do these thoughts have to lie? It's okay. It's the highest since 2021. Why the fuck did they have to constantly say it's the highest since 20 years, dude? They just lie. Why do these fucking dick faggots never tell the fucking truth, man? These faggots never tell the fucking truth, man. It's just like, it's just so annoying, dude. Holy shit. Let's see. Labor productivity output per hour in manufacturing was at 1.9% seasonally adjusted annual rate in second quarter out 2026 output increased 4.6 while hours worked at 2.6. The productivity index 2017 equals 100 stood at 110 208 in quarter 2026 up from 99 731 from the first quarter and near the recent local high of 110 163 in third quarter of 2025 year by year. Second quarter of this year and second quarter of last year rose up 0.9%. Manufacturing productivity grew solidly for decades, but largely stagnated or declined after around 2011. It showed a little net growth in the 2007/19 business cycle, roughly at 0.1%. Annualized and remained weak in the early 2020s because of COVID. The rebound started last year. Annual manufacturing productivity rose to 1.8 and 2%. In 2025, the strongest year again since 2010. The growth has continued in 2026 to 3.2% in the first quarter of the year. Then it revised to 1.9 in the second quarter, so it went down a little bit in the second quarter. Over the current business cycle, the fourth quarter of 2019 through mid this year, analyzed growth has been modest at 0.5 better than the prior cycle, but will belong the long-term average at 2.1% since 1987. The recent gains have come mainly for the rise in output, similarly with a flat or modest rise in hours worked. Levels remain low, far below what the cognition in pre-2010. The trends have produced in the sector has not returned to its early peaks with productivity growth rates. Shoot a second.
I got them everywhere.
Manufacturing productivity is improved notably since 2025. And current readings are high. Relative to the past several years of stagnation, but they're not the highest on record data coming from the U.S. Bureau of labor statistics, productivity, and cost release. So it's gone up a little bit. You know, you gotta give him a little bit credit. It's gone a little bit. I don't know why they have to lie. Just say it's gone up since 2021, man. Stop saying it's gone the last 20 years. You're just fucking lying out your ass, man. It's just so fucking annoying, man. See, this is another one.
It's very unfair. We had a very unfortunate decision in the Supreme Court.
Oh, this is no birthright citizenship.
Birthright was close, but a very, very unfortunate decision. So we're making adjustments because it's very unfair. This was done for a different reason. This was done right after the Civil War. This was for the babies of slaves. And what's happening now, people are building businesses around it. Wealthy people are building businesses around birthright citizenship. That's not the way it's supposed to work. It's a disgrace. They're buying their way in, and we're not going to let it happen. We had a very unfortunate decision in the Supreme Court.
I agree. Birthright citizenship is kind of bullshit. I don't think you should. I don't think like comes to the country, has sex, right? And they fly to the U.S. They have the kid here on Mac. Boom, the kid's a fucking citizen. They go back to say like China. Then when the kid turns 18, goes to college and becomes an American citizen. That's fucking bullshit. They're exploited. It's only meant for slaves. After during the Civil War. It's definitely been exploited because you can get a lot of movies like China, have like 20 kids and they just be born in the U.S. and they get all the benefits from the schools and like healthcare, like welfare, all that stuff. I definitely agree. It's definitely kind of like cheating the system, but I don't think it should be done by executive order. I think it should be done by Congress to do this. That's the reason why the Supreme Court blocked it, because they're trying to do by executive branch. I agree they should, make changes into the birthright citizenship, but I think it should be done by Congress, not by the executive branch. That's my opinion, because I still don't like how Trump's trying to do every single thing by an executive branch. I just believe in checks and balances. It needs to be done by Congress. Not just by Trump or anything. It just creates too much power. It's just like my opinion. So.
Orders here relating to birthright citizenship and birth tourism. As the president mentioned, the 14th Amendment was passed exclusively in the aftermath of the Civil War to ensure that the children of slaves would be citizens. It had no other meaning and purpose outside of that. And that's been clear, obviously, since the day that it was passed. You can go back and you can read the congressional debates. This is not something that's even seriously contested by anyone. The president is using his authority as commander-in-chief to sign first an executive order using the new ruling the Supreme Court issued to expand the definitions of people who are ineligible for birthright citizenship.
Oh, shit.
That the children of slaves would be citizens. It had no other meaning and purpose outside of that. And that's been clear, obviously, since the day that it was passed. You can go back and you can read the congressional debates. This is not something that's even seriously contested by anyone. The president is using his authority as commander-in-chief to sign first an executive order using the new ruling the Supreme Court issued to expand the definitions of people who are ineligible for birthright citizenship. That includes, for example, alien enemies of the United States, members of foreign terrorist organizations, and large categories of people who lobby and act on behalf of foreign governments. And so with taking this action, it ensures that large numbers of people who wrongly would be getting birthright citizenship will no longer be eligible for those benefits. The second action that he's taking, which is especially historic, is for the first time ever in American history to ban birth tourism. So I want you to really let that sink in. This has been something that people have talked about not only for years, but for decades. The idea that people come here pretending to be a tourist, pretending to be a visitor, saying they want to go to Disneyland, they want to go visit a monument or go to a national park, but the real reason they're here is to have a child, to make that child an automatic citizen, leave our country, and then have a U.S. citizen child that gives them access under this broken system to welfare benefits, ultimately to the voting booth, and all the other rights and privileges that belong solely to America. So that practice of birth tourism is, as of the signing of this order, hereby banned. And what that means is that no one in the world is any more allowed to obtain a visa for this fraudulent purpose. It is probably, President Trump has done many historic things on immigration, too many to list now: seal the southern border shut, record deportation, record integrity, stopping foreign terrorist entry, record reduction in drug seizures, dismantling criminal cartels, dismantling the gangs, everything he's done that has been so unprecedented. I would put this in the top 3 in terms of importance because it ends what has been one of the gravest and most egregious abuses of the American system, and it keeps American citizenship safe.
Yeah, like I said, I think we need to make some changes to the birthright citizenship because it definitely has been abused. Like I just said before, I don't think anybody from like Japan or like China or like India that comes here, has their kid in the U.S. and they go back to like India, China, Japan. Then when their kid like turns 18, they just become a citizen. They get the perks of go to college and gets like gets like health care and gets all like little perks and all that stuff. That definitely needs to be real. And like I say, it should be done by Congress, my opinion, because I don't think it should be done by executive order. I guarantee the Supreme Court's going to rule on this one. What he should have done, because I know that's like one of the first things he signed with back in office initially. He should have just done it he should have pushed Congress to make some changes to it and not fucking try and do by Supreme Court. But we have to wait and see. So let's see.
Very big crackdowns, and this will give us the right to do it in a much more forceful manner. But they've taken birthright citizenship and they've made a joke out of it.
I agree.
And we're actually the only country of size, I think just about the only country, period, that does birthright citizenship. I thought we were going to win it at the Supreme Court.
I'll look it up.
Encyclopedia knowledge. Where the testing I assume is in all right.
After Thanksgiving, when real football season starts, we talk about playoff football. Are y'all still getting the tape?
So many countries. There's no way it's only the U.S. is only got birthright citizenship. I guarantee other countries have it, man. There's no way. There's no way, right? I'm gonna look that up and see our country have birthright. Around 30 to 35 countries have unrestricted, unconstitutional birthright citizenship, known as just soy right of the soil. This means a child born in a country automatically becomes a citizen regardless of the parent nationality or immigration status, with standard expectations such as children of foreign diplomats. Key figures based on recent analysis included Research Center reviews of the global black citizenship law. That is that unrestricted, automatic, just so approximately 33 countries near in the Americas, North, Central, South America, and the Caribbean. A small number exists. Often examples: Pakistan, Lesotho, Chad, Tanzania, Mozambique, Tuvalu, Fiji, and Benin. Restricted constitutional just so roughly another 30 to 45 countries should be granted only if extra conditions are met. At least one parent is legal resident or citizen the parents were also born there, or the child later resides in the country for a period. Many European nations and other nations fall in this category. Use primary just citizenship by percentage of blood. Some form of territorial country citizenship restricted or unrestricted around 80 countries out, roughly 190 to 195 worldwide. Unrestricted birthright citizenship is heavily concentrated in the Western Hemisphere as historically under settler countries. Most countries in Europe, Asia, Middle East, and much after probably fall just singers do not grant automatic citizenship based on solely on place of birth. Exact counts can slightly be sourced because of the borderline cases rules requiring later confirmation dual nationality chooses about the age of 18 or specific exclusions range of 30 to 35. Unrestricted birthright citizenship is the constant figure across major recent trackers. So 35 countries have birthright citizenship is mainly like in North America, South America, and the Caribbean, or some like in the like Pakistan's got it, and some countries like in Africa, like in the Caribbean. So I just wanted to see how much we had. It's just kind of interesting. Okay. All right. That's wanted to kind of like seal there. Like I said, I'll just look at it later. The only reason I don't like it, so I just like save it for later. But I already kind of gave my opinion on that. So, like I said, I shouldn't have said what he said. I still like him, still my favorite streamer. But he definitely shouldn't have said it. Hopefully, kind of reels it in a bit, kind of dials down, some of the stuff he says, because he's banned on Twitch, so he kind of needs back a bit. So, okay. Trump urges Congress to pass the Protect College Sports Act. I can't really care about that. Primary showdown polls in Tennessee as a conservative favorite Ice Governor office. Tennessee, I don't know the big one on Tuesday with Michigan. I don't know. The polls are close in Tennessee as conservative firebrand Senator Martha Blackburn aims to change her work address from Washington, D.C. to Nashville before well-time Congresswoman, a two-time senator with a robust national profile. Thanks to her regular cable news appearances, considered the frontrunner in Thursday's Republican government primary in the race to succeed the term-limited GOP Governor Bill Lee. The Republicans face off for governor of Tennessee, where Democrats haven't won a government election in 2 decades. Takes Tom Dillon as the red-leaning southeastern state holds nominating contest for state and federal offices. Blackburn is running in a race that concludes 4-term Representative John Gross, who, like Blackburn, is a staunch Capitol Hill supporter for President Trump, and State Representative Monty Fritz. Even though the president handed out endorsements in the under GOP governor primaries, the cycle Trump remained neutral in the Tennessee contest. Unfortunately, she's run for governor. She's run for governor of Tennessee. I love her not to. I beg her. Trump said in January, I said, Marsha, we don't want you to lose in the Senate. But the president has said Blackburn would be a good governor, and also know that Rose had been a staunch loyalist. Even though she did land strong endorsement, Blackburn showcased her support for him as President Trump stands power and affording back to the states. Ready to deliver for the people, the volunteer state, and make her state America's conservative leader. She wrote on the eve of the primary in social media. All that included a photo of her in Trump. Five Democrats, including Memphis City Councilwoman Jill Green, are bidding for the party's government nomination. Tennessee also, U.S. Senator Republican Bill Engerty is unopposed in the GOP primary as he seeks a second 6-year term in the Senate. Five Democrats are fine to challenge Engerty in the general election than Senator Al Gore's re-election 36 years ago was less. Tommy Democrat won a Senate contest in Tennessee. Wow, I did not know that. In the U.S. House ballots, Memphis voters will cast ballots for the Democratic and Republican nominees using a new GOP drawn congressional district map that created an extra right-leaning seat and forced longtime Democratic Representative Steve Collins to not seek re-election. Meanwhile, two-term Representative Andy Olgies, a major Trump ally in the House who is backed by the president, is facing a stiff primary challenge from Tennessee Agriculture Commissioner Charlie Hatcher, who was endorsed earlier this week by Lee. The race has been seen. Watch her. Who's your line? Come out, take just give me a second. We have to wait and see what happens in Tennessee. It's kind of crazy that a Democrat has not won in Tennessee in 20 years. It's kind of hard to believe that sometimes. Like, in Texas, we haven't had a governor. We haven't had like a Democrat as our governor since the 90s. It's just kind of crazy sometimes. It's hard to believe that. So I don't know who those people are. So you'll just hope that that she wins. So I guess it's her. Hopefully she wins. I wish her luck. We'll see what happens. See what once Trump signs. So here we go. This goes like boring daft because those videos don't really fully go that daft. They're just summarized. This goes to the boring daft. Just give me a sec.
Get the mattress.
President Donald Trump on Thursday signed two executive orders targeting birthright citizenship and birth tourism, saying his administration is taking a new approach after what he called a very unfortunate Supreme Court ruling. We're making adjustments because it's very unfair. Trump says they're building businesses around birthright citizenship. That's not the way it's supposed to work. It's a disgrace. They're buying their way in. They're not going to let that happen. The moves come after the Supreme Court blocked Trump's executive order seeking to limit automatic birthright citizenship under the 14th Amendment. White House officials said the new directives rely on executive immigration authorities and are intended to narrow eligibility for automatic citizenship in certain cases, while cracking down on foreigners who travel to the United States to give birth. White House Deputy Chief of Staff Policy Stephen Miller said the first order expands the categories of people the administration considers ineligible for birthright citizenship, including aliens, enemies of the United States, members of foreign terrorist organizations, a large categories of people who lobby and act on behalf of foreign governments. Miller said the second order was issued for the first time ever American issue to ban birth tourism. He said the administration will not cases people who seek to enter the United States have a child, then make that child automatic citizen as well as those who organize such trips. Signed Section 258 of the Immigration and Nationality Act. Miller, birthright tourism by definition fraud on the American system and fraud against American government. That's how the administration plans to enforce the order. Trump's over crackdown, very, very big crackdown, still gives us the rights to much more forceful manner. In a second.
There's still two people inside of the warehouse.
Just give me a second, okay? Sheriff, the White House staff secretary said the orders target birthright tourism operations through visa denials, arguing the administration was just relying on legally validated means that do not conflict with Supreme Court ruling. Oh, shit, a second. Jesus.
And they win, they mollywop the Jets 37-2-1. Now Cowboys, Jets are 0-5. Dak Prescott was sensational. 18 of 29, 237, 4 touchdowns, no interceptions. Javonte Williams.
The White House had not yet released the text of executive orders used on publication at the time. The White House not immediately comment. That's it's kind of interesting. See, like I said, we'll see what happens with that. I already gave my opinion on the bird prices thing multiple times already so far. I looked at this first time I was looking at it, so I already gave my opinion on how they're going to deal with the second one with the tourism. I'm feeling that Supreme Court will probably reel that in, so they said forcefully. That's like I want them to fucking do it forcefully. That's just I don't know. That's like probably what to say.
You're sure there's one?
Trump. Fucking Christ, there's like a strike.
He looks like the Carolina Javonte Williams. You know, when he came out on Joe, how you read the football, he was coming back off of knee surgery. So it needed
Trump allies pushed to arm president with a new tariff weapon to punish countries for off America. What the fuck? Oh god, no more fucking tariffs, man. The tariffs went way too far to kill the economy, jacked up inflation even more. And the fucking Supreme Court, the real man, dude. Jesus Christ. Justice, the Trump administration refunded billions in tariffs to companies in the United States. A push thrown into the Senate to give the president stronger, more focus on tariff powers across the globe. Senator Rick Scott is leading the charge to give President Trump congressional approval for his tariffs, especially against countries that have long-standing trade deficits with the U.S. After his universal dues were nixed by the Supreme Court, previous generations of Americans would give us economic superpower. It's our job to preserve what they built and to leave America better than we found it for children and grandchildren, Scott told Fox News. That means we can't let other countries rip us off. Scott's built the Trade Deficit Elimination Act would effectively create a congressional framework to allow Trump to authorize tariffs where there are trade deficits with the nation's trade partners that are detriment to America's national security, foreign policy interests, and economic interests. It required the creation of the annual watch list for countries with trade deficits that are identified and compelled by U.S. traders as Jasmine Greer. That list would deem each country identified as having trade deficit economies. From their Scott's bill, will allow Trump to impose, increase, decrease, suspend, or modify tariffs on imports from the illicit countries and bids to eliminate bilateral goods trade deficits. Trump and Greer would need to seek consultation from Congress, specifically from the House ways. That means that Senate Finance committees, but aren't required to get congressional approval for applying duties to illicit countries. It also extends certain products critical to the U.S. supply chains and U.S. supply chains, national security, or where the alternative sources are unavailable. In recent years, our trade American markets, while unfairly crowded Americans' products out on their own country, Scott said. Decline is the choice. President Trump is taking action to restore American Scott's announcement of the bill comes just a day after the Trump administration refunded $100 billion in tariff revenue collected during the president's Liberation Day explosion of duties across the globe. Trump issued those tariffs under the International Emergency Economic Powers Act, but the Supreme Court ruled earlier this year that he didn't have the authority to do so. Scott's bill has so far picked up Senators Kevin Cramer and Tim Shealy as co-sponsors, a separate authority entirely from the IEEPA. It creates a new power with congressional teeth under Article 1, Section 8, directly targeting foreign commerce. Trade should be fair, not one-sided. It's refreshing that a president isn't afraid to hold their trading partners accountable. Kramer said in the Fox News, this bill gives President Trump Ambassador Greer the tool to address trade deficits, keep critical supply chains, and enact issues better trade agreements for American farmers and rich manufacturers and workers. I don't agree with it. We need a real mill on the tariffs. It's Congress's job to do the tariffs, not the fucking president. He tried the tariffs last year. They were a fucking disaster. It jacked up inflation. It pissed off a lot of our trading partners across the country. We were in a fucking trade war that was a disaster. It jacked up inflation. It caused some shortages with certain items. It bankrupted the farmers. There's a reason why Trump had to give another bailout to the farmers. And, he went too far. He originally said he was going to do for unfair trade practices to make it reciprocal. He didn't do that. He started charging major tariffs on countries for petty risks like Canada. He charged Canada 50% tariff because they support Palestine. That's another reason why the tariff the country. Then he charged them again with another tariff because they, because they played a Ronald Reagan ad where he's against tariffs. That's another reason why the tariff country. He tariffed Brazil 50% tariff. It's one of the reasons why beef price skyrocketed. Because his former friend, who was the president, was going to go to jail for corruption charges. That's another reason why the tariff the country. He was going to threaten to do major tariffs on fucking Greenland. Not Greenland. Well, he's threatening to do major tariffs on Europe if they didn't give him Greenland. It's not a reason to tariff a country, dude. So he's gone way too far with the tariffs. It's a tax on use, pass on to the small businesses, and they pass on to the fucking consumers, dude. It just makes our lives worse. I believe in free market, free trade. I don't believe in planned economies. Tariffs are just a planned economy. It's just for Trump to enrich himself. Just like murder. We're not in the fucking 1700s and 1800s where basically, where we use tariffs. Times have changed, man. I believe in free market, free trade. I don't believe we should do tariffs on anybody. I wish the entire world would have tariffs. We just compete with the markets, and we could invest like in agriculture and electronics and cars or technology. Invest together and do partnerships. We don't have to worry about fucking tariffs. Hopefully it doesn't happen. Hopefully they block it. So, because I'm against tariffs for that reason. I'm a fucking libertarian, so I'm against tariffs, obviously. Trump says U.S. is a massive munitions stockpile. Found treasonous leakers being hunted down. Oh God, what is this? President Trump declared Thursday that the U.S. has hit a massive munitions stockpile and treasonous leakers are being hunted down.
My electricity bill just doubled out of nowhere.
After reports emerged claim that the U.S. Army has burned through nearly all its stockpiles of two of its primary long-range precision weapons, the Army has used virtually all of its inventories of Army tactical missile systems and precision strike missiles during the 5-month conflict with Iran. Reuters reported Tuesday citing people familiar with the internal U.S. military data. The U.S. has a massive amount of munitions at certain times. Additionally, large amounts are being manufactured and shipped to the U.S. as needed. Defense companies are being the largest number of plants and factories in our country's history. Trump wrote on True Social on Twitter. The leakers of these treason statements are being handed down. Long-term jail sentences will be sought. The president added, Jesus. Trump message was reported on X by Secretary Pete Hegseth. With accurate, the Reuters report underscored the long-term stand Pentagon concerning America's most psychopathic precision weapon and can expand in months. What often takes years to replace officials. Fear the drawn down could complicate the military ability to respond to future crises involving adversaries such as China and Russia, according to the report. Reuters has also reported that the conflict significantly reduced inventories of the Patriot and Ford missile interceptors, along with the Tomahawk cruise missiles for the Pentagon. Has maintained the U.S. military retains the capabilities needed to carry out operations worldwide. Attack U.S. weapons and stockpile figures remain classified for national security reasons. Some estimates show the U.S. has been used more than half of the stockpiles of some weapon systems in the war with Iran. The Center for Strategic and International Studies found the U.S. Give me a second. Give me a second there. Sorry, I just changed my song, changed music. The U.S. has enough missiles to continue fighting Iran under any plausible scenario, but the group says the true issue with the shrinking stockpiles its future wars. The depletion of munitions was a major topic and major reason for the suspension of air attacks. Mark Hannigan, a retired U.S. Marine colonial and senior advisor with the CSIS Defense and Security Department, told Fox News Brett Baer, our inventories were getting way below that what the war planners wanted. That might encourage China to do something. The CSIS notes many munition stockpiles are being supplemental, but focusing its analysis on 7 key weapons that have been effective in Iran and would also be valuable in a possible Pacific conflict. Trump said in his statement provided to a Fox News Digital on Wednesday, we have far more munitions than anyone around the world and far more than we need, despite the fact that an unprecedented amount was given away by crooked Joe Biden and the Biden administration to Ukraine in Europe at no cost. And one of many of the extremely dumb moves the Pentagon has also pushed back on the reporting. America's military is the most powerful in the world, and it has everything it needs to execute at the time and the place of the president's choosing. We have executed multiple successful operations across combatant commands while ensuring the U.S. military possesses a deep arsenal of capabilities to protect our people and our interests. Chief spokesman Sean Cornell said a statement. Well, I don't know what to really believe. It looks. I think we have. I would say this fucking man. I think we have ran out of. That we definitely went through a lot of issues. We've been at this war, for over 5 fucking months, where they kept saying it's gonna be 2 weeks, and like 1 week, 2 weeks, and 4 weeks. Then it's been going for almost 6 months now. We bombed them a lot. So of course we close out of our equipment, but it's just kind of stupid of them, not to try to stock as much of our munitions as needed, because who knows, they could be another fucking hopefully not, but giving another 20-year war, you won't have enough supply, obviously, to to like basically do the bombings and to do response attacks and all that stuff. But they shouldn't be fucking trying to like put people in jail because they said a mistake, man. That's just they go too far with that, dude. That's just so fucking. That is just so dumb and deranged, man. It's what cookie countries do. I'm trying to be kind of PC here, but basically what fascist countries do, man. It's basically what fascist countries do by trying to arrest journalists. Of course, the journalist is gonna, sometimes fuck up, man. They're not perfect, dude. But not fucking throw them in jail, man. It's just it's just fucking stupid, man. It really is so dumb, man. They're just doing this fucking crazy shit like that. So, fuck. Let's go back. Trump told us we need to JD sources currency as he weighs as Finch and Rubio in 2028. Okay. I don't know if I'll look at that one, really. Is there any other ones we can look at? Are there?
After watching him start early,
see if we can look at the Senate one. I looked at that one earlier. The Burrito debate rips open GOP civil war on affordability. We'll lose in the survey. I'll look at this one. Go look at this one. This is a major issue that the fucking Republicans and the major terrible job with. That's literally what they got elected on affordability, fixing the economy. Have done. They've been worse with the tariffs and the reckless spending and the war in Iran. It can go on and on. The debate over whether a burrito should cost $20 has ignited a Republican civil war over affordability in the party's appeal to younger voters ahead of the midterm elections. The clash began Wednesday with a turning point. Give me a second. Check this song. Turning Point USA spokesman Andrew Colfit shared a college student complaint that the basic purchase has become prohibited, expensive. One of our two TPUSA college students gave me his take on affordability. A burrito shouldn't cost $20. True, it's not. It's fucking ridiculous. You gotta think inflation for that after COVID. He posted on X on Wednesday. A lot of this is hung over from COVID in the Biden area. Inflation, true, but a lot of it, also was COVID too, and also the spending that the last administration did. But the lived experience is the same. It just feels like basic things cost too much. True. Fiscal conservatives took the position that food is generally affordable if one cooks for themselves, and that purchasing a $20 burrito should be exerted on occasional luxury. Those aligned with the populist wing of the GOP. Meanwhile, the traditional conservatives are out of touch with the youth, and that the Republican Party faces electoral peril unless it can meaningfully address affordability concerns. Just hearing about this dumb $20 burrito debate, so just thought I'd make it these losers on social media angry before we film the debate. Representative Dan Crenshaw wrote on Wednesday night, "Stop whining, get a job, eat ramen like the rest of this in college on a budget with 4 roommates. The market doesn't care what you think it should cost. Fuck off." Real clear investigator senior Mark Hembley, however, said that such an approach to political concerns could prove toxic to the GOP. Andrew Colfit is honestly right about this, and playing stuff like that because you can't cook it on cheaper, not helping. He said eating burrito once in a while should be it's very I can't fucking speak, man. Aspirational lifestyle. For crying out loud, the comments saying to stick to the dining hall or buy microwave burritos are missing the entire point. They are missing the fucking point. Defense of Freedom Institute spokeswoman Angela Morabito said if the right solution to affordability is help people to eat worse food, we will lose and we'll serve it. True. Fucking exactly, man. Chipotle grills are generally run between about $9 to $12 depending on location. Cheaper restaurants such as Taco Bell offer more affordable options. Some physical concerns also point out that young people can save money by preparing meals at home. A burrito only costs $20 when you buy it on DoorDash because you're too lazy to walk over to Chipotle or Taco Bell, where you can get it only for $3.99. Archie's contributor Mark Fison, whatever the fuck you say his last name, wrote in response to the populist argument that GOP could surrender ground to the socialists, but I address affordability. When I graduated, I lived on ramen noodles at 2 roommates. I worked 2 jobs. I didn't mind about affordability. I worked hard and one that could afford a better life. Vice President J.D. Vance then had to debate response to Fison. I'm surprised to hear Mark say this. If we ever met in person, it's quite obviously man has never missed a burrito. The Vice President Rose, Bradley, Devlin, politics editor on the Daily Signal, claimed that some in the burrito discourse were ignorant on financial sacrifices. He says are quite common among young people. The burrito discourse has exposed that some people with thoughts on the youth have not spoken to one in years. He wrote they do not expect to live off delivered food from bespoke restaurants and live on their own. I don't know a single 20-something who lives on their own ground. True, I'm 20 years old, so living with my fucking parents. Having a college degree and 2 jobs is around the highest it's ever been. College degree, it's dried up. Honors respond to the debate in jest. I don't care for burritos. Yet, ridiculous that these fucking dick fucking Gen Xers, or well not Gen X, but these fucking boomers, or because you can live off of ramen noodles like I did, you lazy fucking fat sack of shit. You know you have to work 2 fucking jobs and you can't afford a shitty apartment. You're still a lazy loser, even though you got 2 jobs. You still have to live with your parents. Get fucked, loser. That's basically what the response is. This is why the DSA are currently winning, sadly. Because at least the DSA talks about affordability. I disagree what they think about the economies. I think their approach to the economy is fucking wrong and make it worse. But at least they fucking talk about, dude, the reason why the Republicans are currently in power because they literally said that they were going to fix the economy. Trump promised he was going to lower the cost of living. He was going to make things affordable. He was going to make things cheaper, like it was in his first term before COVID. He has not. The tariffs made things more expensive. The reckless spending made more expensive. All the stimulus package during COVID made things more expensive. Shutting down the supply chains made things more expensive. We started to have shortages. These people are fucking out of touch. They are. These people who run their mouths are going to be the reason why that the fucking DSA people gain the power. Because they say stupid shit like that. Fuck all of them, seriously. Fuck all of you, fucking cunts. Fuck you. Fuck you. Get the fuck out of my fucking party, you fucking cunt. Get the fuck out of my party, you fucking cunt. You out of touch fucking boomers. God, I can't stand boomers. They really are the worst generation. They literally benefit from the greatest housing market. They own basically most of the fucking wealth. Fuck them, man. Fuck them, dude. They go suck a dick. Go back to fucking sucking dick on Woodstock and reminiscing about Vietnam. Fucking cunts. Sorry, I see some of these people say that. It just fucking annoys me. It's because these literal people are just giving fucking ammo to the DSA because they're just fucking out of touch, man. They're out of touch. Do they realize wrong news have gone been priced? Also, everything's gone been priced. The reckless spending by the government and the not caring from the administration, all the tariffs that happened last year, and we still have still seeing the bad effects when the supply chains being shut down during COVID, all the reckless spending, all the stimulus package were sent out during COVID. So it's they really are. Fucking Joe Biden's president. If Democrat has said it when Joe Biden's president, they would be saying now that you're just out of touch. You're just fucking hypocrites. Because all these people say they're fucking wealthy, man. They live in fucking mansions. They, they're able to go on cruises and all that shit. They're all millionaires. They're all like, like 10 stocks in the fucking stock markets and all that shit. They don't know anything about the working class, fucking cunts. Most of these people who you get jobs on Fox News, they just get off by their looks. Most of them are not that smart or very talented. They just have good looks, or they have sex with their bosses and sleep their way to the top. I'm just gonna say it. I know that's probably deranged for me to say that, but I'm just gonna. I don't care. I'm gonna say what the fuck I want, man. Fuck them. All right. We're gonna go look at Fox News Fields a lot earlier today. There wasn't that really much articles to look at. We looked at a couple. Oh yeah, I forgot also. I am gonna watch Piers Morgan had Rand Paul on his show. We're gonna watch that. We're gonna watch that later on. That's why we're gonna get into the Fox News videos right now. Then we'll get into the reacts too and get all that fun stuff. Let's see. Let's see. Let me go find all this stuff. Sorry, I watched the 5. I did. I'm sorry, I watched the 5 on my own. Sorry, guys. Sorry, guys. Sorry. Sorry. Sorry, guys. Fucking Christ, man. Trying to find this number the fucking Iran war, man. Yeah, it's just. Jesus Christ. These people are dangerous. What is this?
Ultra progressives and DSA darlings keep notching primary.
Oh, it's about Hassan again. How many times has Fox News talked about Hassan, man? I feel like they've been talking like fucking 40 times, man. They've been talking about Hassan since April. Dude, Jesus Christ, been talking about him since April, dude. Oh my god. Dude. Oh my god. Dude, it's so funny. Hey, the son always said he wanted me to center of attention, man. You're getting your wish, bud. Hope you join the center of attention, man. So, but it's just crazy how, dude, what Fox News doesn't realize is he wants the meme he talked about. It gives Hassan more fucking ammo, dude. Bro, you're just giving him content for a stream, man. Seriously, if the media started talking about me, I would be farming the shit out of it. I would be showing it every day, on my stream. I would. Obviously the media's not gonna talk about it. They don't know who the fuck I am. But maybe one day they talk about me, then I start farming this shit out on my goddamn stream. Let's see what his son has been saying.
Wins, and one man keeps propping them up. Far-left influencer Hassan Piper's sway over the Democrat Party is hard for the establishment to ignore at this point. And maybe some of them are concerned. So if they are, do they defend his catalog of incendiary remarks to disavow one of the most popular figures in the party? Oh, what a conundrum for them. This is Outnumbered. I'm Harris Faulkner, here with my co-host Haley
I
McInerney.
can't believe they're
Also
legit
joining us today,
dedicating-
Molly Line, Fox
dedicating
News
a
correspondent, Kaylee
hero
McGee White,
Hassan
Fox News
again.
contributor, and Ari
It's so
Fleischer,
funny
former
that
White
they
House
talk
press
about
secretary
Hassan since
and Fox News
April,
contributor.
dude.
Hassan Piker defended his relentless attacks against our nation, telling the National Review, quote, "I love America, and that's the reason why I criticize it endlessly. If I didn't love America, I wouldn't be here. I achieved the American dream, but very quickly, I realized that dream is not accessible for everyone. I want to make sure that we have enough wealth in the country to offer that dream to as many people as possible." Well, the Free Press is digging into Hassan Piker's role on the campaign trail, arguing it is not really a revolution in American politics. Rather, it represents a slow evolution for a portion of the Democrat establishment. But some members of the Democrat establishment are warning candidates like Michigan Senate nominee Abdul El-Sayed, sticking with Hassan Piker through November is a mistake. Here's Pennsylvania Senator John Fetterman.
I just want to issue a dare. Continue to campaign with Hassan Piker right now. You're in a general election now. I